Blessings, sisters and brothers. This is Dawn DelVecchio, and this is part one of a two-part Ascension update that I wanted to share with you. We are mid-August 2025, and the Ascension energies are quite intense. And I'm particularly here to speak to and serve those who would identify as Lightworker, Starseed, and certainly Priestess. Those of us who came to really hold the field of light in these times and to also push our own evolutionary journey, we could say, forward. So what I took some notes here from a download that I got. I wanted to talk about what we would call the levels of consciousness during this evolutionary journey here on planet Earth, the levels of consciousness. And I just want to say quickly to frame this up, I am not suggesting that some people are better than others or more valuable or worthy. We are all beloved children of the divine. We are all the children of the mother. And let's not kid ourselves. People are in different states of consciousness. And if we deny that, then we are setting ourselves up for kind of spiritual bypass. We are all valuable. We all have the same intrinsic value as conscious beings. And not everyone is in the same state of consciousness. So in this part one, I want to share with you I want to talk about what I would call kind of the first two on my little list here. The first two states of consciousness, evolutionary consciousness, that we're seeing at play on the planet right now. If I go quickly enough, I'll go to the third one as well. Okay, so there is a very small percentage of humans on the planet who are in a consciousness state that is basically beyond the dramas, the slings and arrows of the world. They're living in states mostly of bliss and attunement with divine light. Sometimes there's gatekeepers or grid workers, not always. I mean, and not all gatekeepers and grid workers are in that state. But they are the ones who are no longer moved by the dramas of the world, and they are holding the field strongest of all. They're a small percentage. Most of them would be unknown. Very few of them would have a leadership role, but some of them do. We can think of people who have been liberated from ego as part of that. You know, they're liberated. They're free. They've achieved. It's not enlightenment. There's another word. Anyway, if I think of it, I'll say. But basically, there's a small percentage of those folks on the planet. Then we have a small but growing contingent of lightworkers, starseeds, priestesses. Those who came to this incarnation to evolve our souls sufficiently to be liberated from dense 3D realms. We have many of us recognize that we've either come from other star systems that are already evolved to specifically serve at this time, or we've been doing the Earth 3D Earth human shuffle for many incarnations, slowly working through stuff, slowly evolving our souls to prepare ourselves for this opportunity to ascend. So that number is increasing. People are more waking up spiritually and beginning to do the deep inner work necessary to liberate themselves from what we might call ego or attachments to the human condition. So it is mostly to that group that I speak and whom I serve as a priestess, as a mentor to training other priestesses and working as an evolutionary astrologer. So at this time, and it started probably 2024 for some, and it's happening now for others, it might be more in 2026. Many of us are going through deep levels of purification, we could say. We are clearing out the detritus and the last vestiges of the old conditioning programs, the old consciousness, the old lower 3D matrix energetics, the stuff that has kept us from being in states of consistent bliss. So, for some of us, what that looks like is, I'm back in hell. What's going on here? I'm struggling in some way. It could be the big ones, right? Relationship, health, finances, family, career, these places in our life where we're like, I had it all together and now it's falling apart. So there's a couple of things I want to share here that feel very important and pertinent and timely. One is that there's nothing wrong with you if you're going through this. You are actually diving deep down to the deep recesses of the subconscious to retrieve those last vestiges that are holding you back and bring them to the surface for clarification, healing, and upgrading. Keep that in heart. And when you're down there, there's that saying, when you're going through hell, keep going. Or, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadows of death, I shall fear no evil, for I know that the divine walks with me. These are the things you want to keep in heart in those times when you're going through those. And I'm speaking from personal experience because this is part of what I've been going through on a number of fronts in my personal life. But I see it all as fodder for my own leadership, for my own increased capacity to hold light, because the more gunk I clear out, the more light I can hold, right? So this is big right now in the field for those of us who identify with, claim to be, aspire to be, are dedicated to being priestesses, starseeds, and light workers. So that's one thing. Now, do I remember what the other thing I wanted to share is? This too shall pass. This too shall pass. But the more you lean into this right now, the more we lean into those periods of challenge, the more able we will be to rise in our light. And here's the other piece that it was. Get our new marching orders, our new divine mission. Some of us are being redirected now. And I've been doing some astrology readings with sisters and looking at my own and my husband's and some other people in my field. Some of us are being redirected. It is time for us to hold a bigger playing field, or what do you say, hold a bigger mantle, or really change the way our mission is unfolding. And that can require a release of a lot of old stuff, even the stuff that we thought was good and in service. So keep this in heart. If you're watching this, this is most likely who you are. If you're going through a challenging time right now, you're not alone. It's kind of normal in that sense because the light is pouring exposure. It's making exposed all that's in the darkness. So dive down deep, grab that stuff and know that it's okay to surface, that you are being prepared to hold more light. And if you are a light leader, if you are actually someone who is called to be a healer, a leader in service in some way, your mission might be changing too, which means either way, the old can't come with you. So that's what I want to share for this one. I have a part 2 that I'd like to share with you, which goes more into the realm of the world right now and what's going on in the world, and which the majority of our sisters and brothers are navigating. So I will put that link as well once that's loaded into the information box below, or wherever you're watching this. You can go to YouTube and get that, or I'll post it concurrently with it, because they really go together. We want to be able to see the bigger context of what's going on the planet, not because we want to go down in the battlefield and take sides and get polarized. No, the opposite. We want to be sure to be clear what these things are so that we don't get caught up in them, so that we keep focusing. Come back to vertical. Come back to the vertical alignment. I root myself to rise in the light of the divine rather than going horizontal into the battlefield and getting caught up in those miasms again. We're clearing our miasms from possibly incarnations of living in the horizontal realm. So stay strong, sisters. Stay strong, brothers. Turn to those magnificent healers, guides, and teachers in your world to assist you. You don't have to do this alone. You came to be the light, and the light you are. Thank you so much for being here, and go ahead and check out part 2 when you have a moment. Mwah. Bye for now.